आय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी निति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकाकांत राधाकांत नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। मुखं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुदीनतारिणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्यईश्वरम्। हरे कृष्ण. So thank you very much everyone for coming today. As we know that Janmashtami is considered, most auspicious event because that's the appearance of Lord who appears to perform pastimes and attracts the conditioned soul. It's very auspicious. But today's day is more auspicious than Janmashtami. So just before we start, how many of us have come here for very first time today? We have some guests? Okay. And how many of us don't know about chanting Hare Krishna or don't chant like 0 to 4 rounds? Can you please? Yeah. Okay, so thank you. The reason I ask is like those who have come for first time, welcome. You have come on very auspicious day. So today's day is considered more auspicious even than Janmashtami because it is the appearance day of Srimati Radharani, is the beloved Lord, beloved of Lord Shri Krishna. So today we will discuss the acronym Radha, R-A-D-H-A, and we will discuss these 5 things. First, R is for what is the real identity of Radharani. R for real identity. Then A, Radharani being abode of all good qualities. Then D, she is the devotee of highest level. Then H is, though she is the highest devotee, she is the most humble one. And then the last one is, she is approachable by sincere devotees. So, with the blessings from all the devotees, let's explore some of the Gurulis. The first point about real identity of Srimati Radharani. In Krishna book preface, Srila Prabhupada writes that whoever sees this book Krishna, immediately they will ask that who is this beautiful boy and who is the beautiful girl standing next to him. So this is the picture actually on the cover of Krishna, the original Krishna book, right? So, and in the preface, Prabhupada goes on to explaining the identity of Lord Sri Krishna. I would request all those who are talking to kindly keep quiet, humble request. Hare Krishna, the kids and others, we pray that you get all the blessings of Srimati Radharani for keeping quiet. Thank you so much. Yeah. So Prabhupada goes on to tell how Krishna is the Supreme Lord. He speaks about the body, spirit, soul, the material world, spiritual world, and he gives a gist of that and how Krishna is the Supreme. But he did not mention who is the girl next sitting to him, because it's very confidential. In conditioned state, when we have been in this material world for so long, whenever we see boy and girl together, we tend to think it's a material relationship based on sense gratification, right? Prabhupada gives this example that once in a cow barn there was a fire, and the fire was huge, and that cow got afraid so much that next time whenever she used to see orange color, she used to get scared, thinking that it's fire. So same way in conditioned life, when we see anybody, boy or girl, man and woman together, what do we think? They must be there for sense gratification. Once in South Africa, there was a temple opened, and then there were this, gang members. They attacked the temple, and then they came in the night time, so they held everybody at gunpoint, and they said, "What's there inside?" They said, "It's our lordship." He said, "Open it." He said, "No, Lord is taking rest." He said, "No, open it." So they opened the altar, and then they saw that, so the Krishna's deity was, blackish in color, and Radharani was again white. So then they said, "Okay, black boy, white girl, very nice." He said, "Leave them." So there is, material connection, right? But then in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, he explains that Radha Krishna ekatma dui deha dhari ananya vilasa rasa aswadana kari. That Radha and Krishna are one and the same, but they have assumed two bodies. Thus they enjoy each other, tasting the mellows of love. So Krishna is the original Supreme Personality of Godhead, but he wants to enjoy the pastimes in conjugal love. So he expands. So who is the expansion of Lord is Srimati Radharani. So it's not just an ordinary boy and a girl affair. So we have to understand that she is non-different from Krishna. Rather, she is she is so much dear to Krishna that Krishna, just to understand that what is in him that attracts her so much, what is the ecstasy of her love and what pleasure she derives, Krishna accepts the forms of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and appears, that Lord appears in the mood of a devotee. So that is the mystery of Srimati Radharani. She is none other than the Supreme Lord. She is the expansion of Lord Krishna himself. So the second A. So this is the first tattva actually, that the real identity of Srimati Radharani is she is non-different from Krishna, and she conquers Krishna by her love, and she doesn't have anything to do in her life except serving Krishna. So when, on this day of Ashtami in Bhadrapad month, Vrishabhanu Maharaj and Kirtida, they are the parents of Radharani, they went at dawn to take bath in Yamuna river in a place called as Raval. So there they found that there was a light coming from a lotus, and when they went there, so that time in the whirl of lotus there was this beautiful baby girl. So that time Brahmaji comes and he says that you had prayed to have this the Supreme Mother as your daughter, so here is she, your daughter. So then very happily they take her to home, but the problem was she has not opened her eyes, she was not talking, neither she was able to recognize any sound. So they were happy as well as sad, because the baby is born like this, right? So Narad Muni comes one day and he says that, have you, is there any child born in your home? So initially they say, we have this boy, they get in front Shridama. And then Narad Muni says, oh, I thought, there is some girl also. And when Narad Muni was about to leave, some gopis, they say to Kirtida and Vrishabhanu that why don't you tell about Srimati Radharani? And then they tell Narad Muni that yes, we have this girl, but she doesn't talk. And then Narad Muni goes and immediately she recognizes she is the mother of the whole universe. So he says, just celebrate, just invite everybody and especially invite Krishna, Balaram, Nanda Maharaj, Yashoda and Rohini Mata. And have a big celebration. Don't worry whether she is seeing, not seeing, So since Narad Muni has said, they invite them and all the Brajavasis and, the people of Nandagram, they come for the celebration. And Krishna and Balaram, they also come. So Krishna goes crawling in the room where Radharani was put in the cradle. And she climbs to the cradle and he touches. So as soon as Krishna touches Srimati Radharani, she opens her eyes and the first thing she sees is Krishna. The first thing she touches is again, Krishna. And she makes her first sound, of happy crying. And then immediately everybody is overjoyed because now, they came to know that actually she is not deaf or dumb. She is, she was just waiting for, actually Krishna. So that is the real identity of her, that her existence is only for pleasure of Krishna. And it's not on material platform, that we'll see further. So that was the first thing. The real identity of Srimati Radharani is she is no other than Krishna expanded for the loving pastimes. So the second, abode of good qualities, R-A-D-H-A, R-A-A is for abode of good qualities. So again in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami says, Adi Leela 4.69, Mahabhava Swarupa Shri Radha Thakurani Sarva Guna Khani Krishna Kanti Shiromani. Shri Radha Thakurani is the embodiment of Mahabhava. She is the repository of all good qualities and the crest jewel among all the lovely consorts of Lord Krishna. How many consorts Krishna had? Innumerable. But on paper, in the sense, in Dwarka, 16,108. That is Dwarka. Now Krishna married, like we know this pastime of Brahma Vimohan Leela, Krishna expanded and married to all gopis basically. So they were all Krishna's consort. So therefore he mentioned among all the lovely consorts which are, Prabhuji mentioned, innumerable, she is the crest jewel. She is the best cook. It is said that she doesn't repeat a preparation. Durvasa Muni had, when she was a small girl, Durvasa Muni came to visit, and that time she served him so nicely that Durvasa Muni said that whoever eats from your hand, he will never fall sick. So actually Radharani is the one who actually bestows benediction, but it just in the past time he allows her devotees to give her benediction. And then Yashoda Mata came to know that and she requested Radharani to cook, and the way she cooked, Kavi Karnapur in his book called as Anand Vrindavan Champu, she described the first time how Radharani cooked for Krishna. And if we have to describe in detail, it will take minimum 2 hours. We have 13 minutes. So just imagine, So starting from the fragrance of the bhoga, what she cooked, to the vision, how she had, placed it properly, and, the taste, it was just out of the world. And people, like the devotees, they kept on hearing and describing that first cooking for days actually. That was, such a beautiful cooking she did. So she is a great cook. She's amazing dancer. When Krishna wants to dance, there's a nice pastime when once she had become, little, Krishna came to her, she used to come on different pretexts. So one day he came on a pretext of learning how to sing because she's an expert singer, right? So then she used to teach Krishna how to sing, and Krishna purposefully used to sing the other way, wrongly. So she was trying, no, not like this, like this, like this. And Krishna still, kept doing his mischief. So she understood that this guy has a, power to sing nicely, ability, but he's not doing it. So she just becomes, little upset, and she says, okay, fine, I'm not going to talk to you. And she just goes away. And then Krishna tries to, sorry, I'll not do this again, It's called as Manulila, that And then he tries to go and pacify her, but she doesn't bother him. So then Krishna, what he does, he takes a form of a nice peacock. Today they have decorated nicely, all the peacocks inside, you see. So Krishna becomes a peacock and he starts dancing. And Krishna dances so beautifully. And then the gopis, Lalita, Vishaka, they see, hey, Radharani, see, there is this peacock. He's dancing so nicely. So he said, no, he must be Krishna. He said, no, it's peacock. And then Radharani says, yeah, and it was actually peacock. Krishna had taken form. And he dances so beautifully and she really likes it. And after some time, she understands actually he's Krishna. So she becomes a peahen and she also starts dancing. She's also, expert dancer actually. So this pastime happens in Barsana, called as Moru Kutir. So like this, she has innumerable qualities. She's abode of all good qualities. And that is the RA, okay. Skipping many things because of time. The third one is that she is a devotee of highest level, RAD. So again in Chaitanya Charitamrita it said, Krishna vachana purti rupa kare aradhane ataiva radhika nama purna vyakhyane. Her worship, that is aradhana, consists of fulfilling the desires of Lord Krishna. Therefore the Puranas call her Radhika. Srila Prabhupada writes in purport that the name Radha is derived from the root word aradhana, which means worship. The personality who excels in all worshipping Krishna may therefore be called Radhika, the greatest servitor. And it was not that Krishna had, we know that Krishna had 8 principal gopis, but each of these 8 gopis had three their immediate helpers, and each one of these three had 1 crore small girls helping them serving Krishna. So there were almost 24 crores 800 some number, good for math calculation, so huge number. In that, this Srimati Radharani is her service attitude towards Lord Krishna is par excellence, par excellence. And this is again explained in 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, where in the Rasalila pastime, when Krishna sees that these gopis, they get a tinge of pride. What? Oh, Krishna is only with me. See, these are not ordinary personalities actually. This Rasalila is the place where even Lakshmi, who is the mistress of Vaikuntha, was not allowed. She was just allowed as a view only, not participation mode, only view, just be in a form of a golden hair on the Lord's chest. So these gopis are even spiritually advanced than Mother Lakshmi, so they got a small pride that what? Krishna is only with me. And then what Krishna did? She becomes invisible. He just vanished from there, because see, everyone has some likings and disliking, right? As a person we have that. That's actually the quality of a person, right? That as a person I like few things, I don't like few things. So Krishna, what he doesn't like? Pride. And then gopis immediately realized that, oh, we did a mistake. And they started glorifying Krishna again. Of course, it's at highest level. They are all pure devotees, but Krishna teaches us through these pastimes. And again, there was another purpose to tell. So these gopis, they were searching in the forest of Vrindavan. Where did Krishna go? So they saw this footprints, 4 footprints going along. So they say, yeah, it's very famous verse, Anaya radhito nunam bhagwan haririshwara yanno vihaya govinda priti yad yamana yad raha. So this is from 10.3.28 Bhagavatam, wherein gopis, they tell that amongst all these gopis, this particular gopi, actually Shukdev Goswami had only 7 days, so he was avoiding to take the name of Srimati Radharani, because if he takes that, then he would go into spiritual trance. So in this verse, this is the only place in Bhagavatam where he indirectly calls, Anaya Aradhito Nunam. That they say that this is the gopi whose aradhana must be so exalted that Krishna left all of us and went. And then they see that this four footprints, after sometimes they become only two. Then they say, yeah, this Gopi must be very tired, that Srimati Radharani. So Krishna must have taken her on her back and carried her. And then they say, hey, here near this flower tree, the footprints are this deep. That means she must be wanted the flowers and Krishna must have lifted her. So that's why, the pressure is more here. So like that they were like, glorifying, and it was not out of jealousy or envy, but they were glorifying the devotional aspect of Srimati Radharani. And by doing that, of course, Krishna reveals themselves, in some time, So that is the, that is her, devotion par excellence, there is another beautiful pastime wherein Jayadev Goswami, another great acharya in Parampara, he was writing Gita Govinda, pastimes of Lord Radha and Krishna, So there, at one place, the pastime forwards wherein, this Manalila, Radharani becoming angry with Krishna is getting described, and then it was revealed to him that Krishna is placing his forehead on Radharani's lotus feet, asking her forgiveness. He stops writing. He said, I can't write this. Krishna is Supreme Lord. How can I write? And then he was, we say, his processor got hanged, in modern terms. He could not think much. So he says to his wife, I'm going to take a bath in Ganges. You cook some nice prasad for me. And he goes to take a bath. And in few minutes, he comes back. And he says to his wife, Padmavati, please, offer it to Lord and give me prasad. And he goes inside, writes something, comes back, honors the prasad, and he said, I'll come back again. And he goes. After some time, again Jayadev Goswami comes, and he says that, I am hungry, give me prasad. This Padmavati says, come on, just now you came, you honored the prasad, you went. He said, no, I was in the Ganges, I was just meditating. He said, what did I do? He said, you went inside, you wrote something, you came, you ate, and you again went. So he goes inside, and he sees that the pastime which he had envisioned, it was written down, the same pastime. So Krishna appeared as Jayadev Goswami. He came, he wrote it, he took the prasad, and he went back. So Jayadev Goswami told his wife, you are very fortunate, you served Krishna himself. So Krishna himself agrees. These are very, on our condition level, all we can do is just appreciate from a distance and, glory of these devotees and lords these pastimes. So that shows that it is, she is so dedicated, serving Krishna. Then the yet is, though she is such a, superlative devotee, she is so humble that she thinks that everybody else is better serving Krishna than me. So when we chant Hare Krishna, it is Radharani who tells, oh Krishna, here is this devotee who is calling you so nicely, please accept his service. Krishna says, I know this guy is rascal, but because you are recommending, I'll consider. And it's not only her devotion, actually even her prowess are so much. Once in the Govardhan Leela, after Govardhan Leela, all the Gopas, elderly Gopas, they were sitting and they were glorifying, wow, Krishna did such a great job. So Nanda Maharaj came and they said, yeah, Garga Muni had came and he had told that, Krishna would one day lift Govardhan. So they were all laughing, giggling, but when they hear that, they immediately become very serious and they say, when did Garga Muni came? You never told us. He said, we outcast you. You are no more king, our king, you betrayed us. So then Rishabhanu Maharaj comes, he said, no, actually it was like, little secret, the Kamsa was giving hard time, it was problematic. So then he said, who are you, you are also, we debar you from our community. You are also no more, belong to our community. So then one group from this Parsana, they say that, whom you are talking about debarring, you know who is his daughter? Srimati Radharani. He said, you are speaking about this Kansa who has defeated all these demons. Once he came to Varsana and Radharani, he came on a horse, black horse, Radharani just glanced at him. And just by seeing, he got turned into Gopi. And that horse got turned into female horse. And for 6 months, all the gopis made this Kansini Gopi, do all the, wash the cows, put their, carry their, cow dung on the head, put the cow dung patties. So this Kansini Gopi came begging one day when, Radharani was with Vrishabhanu that, please make me king again. I cannot go as a female to my, kingdom. It is too embarrassing for me, And then Vrishabhanu Maharaj says, he's our king, just leave him, why you are, troubling. So then Radharani says, if you come in this area again, you'll have, no more mercy. So he says, no, I'll never come. So he says, okay, go take bath in this particular kund. And then he goes along with the horse, both of them, they become again, get a male form and they run from there actually. So he said, this is the daughter of this Vrishabhanu and you are talking about, asking them to leave from your community. Then they say, sorry. And then everything gets settled. So despite having such a prowess, what is her mood? She expresses that if some other gopi is going to please Krishna more than her, what she says, I'll go in that house of Gopi and I'll serve her and I'll say, I'll do all your household chores. You go and please Krishna. That's her humility. And then the last A is, despite all this, she is very much approachable by sincere devotees. Srila Prabhupada, he prays that Krishna tab punya habe bhai, Krishna tab punya habe bhai, ye punya kori be jabe Radha Rani khushi habe, Dhruvati boli to mata. So Prabhupada is saying that I emphatically say to you, O brothers, you will obtain your good fortune from the Supreme Lord Krishna only when Srimati Radharani becomes pleased with you. This is written by Srila Prabhupada. So we'll end with one small pastime that once there was a jackal, female jackal. She was howling because she was in a hole and all the boys, they had put a fire around the hole and she was crying. Srimati Radharani was around and she could not bear that, this sound. So she says to this Lalita Sakhi, go and whoever is crying, save that person and bring it to me. So this Lalita Sakhi goes and she says that, there was a hole and that she jackal was inside and there was fire all around. So she just, asks these boys to leave and she puts off that fire and, brings that jackal. And see, first of all, amongst the species, animals are considered as, lower, like humans are considered better. Among animals, there are some animals considered best, like cow is best, and jackal is considered the, worst. So such a jackal was getting, this treatment, but Radharani not only saves, she makes her as one of her pet jackal. Can you imagine? She said, you be with me. Don't be, don't worry, nobody will harm you. So Acharya has mentioned that we are like those jackals. And this material world, we are getting burned by this material, modes and miseries. And Lalita Devi came to rescue Susevme, the spiritual master. He comes to rescue us and takes us to Srimati Radharani. And what he asks us to do is chant this Hare Krishna Mahamantra. That's why in this Hare Krishna Mahamantra, 8 times we chant the name of Srimati Radharani. Hara is Srimati Radha and Hare is Sambodhan, the calling out. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So all we have to do is cry like a baby. When we say Hara, Krishna hears and says, who is taking name of my devotee? And then we say Krishna, then Radharani sees that, who is taking. And both of us, they see at us and we see Facebook. Or we see something else. So I'm even speaking for myself. So those who are not chanting, please take to chanting. Those who are chanting, please do it sincerely. That's all Prabhupada has asked us. So please call out like a baby is calling for a mother. So when we do this, then all merciful, compassionate Srimati Radharani will surely keep her blessing. So to summarize, Radha, real identity, she is non-different from Krishna. A, she's abode of all good qualities, and she's D, devotee at par, greatest devotee. Yet H, she's humble, and A, she's very much approachable by pure devotee. So let's, with all our sincerity, let's pray this. Kindly repeat after me. He Radhe, Vrindavanadhishe, Karunamrita Vahini, Krupaya Nijapadabja, Dasyam Mayam Pradiyatan. Hey Srimati Radharani, who is the prince, who is the queen of Vrindavana, Vrindavana, Karunamrita Vahini, you are the most merciful one. Krupaya Nija Padabja, please give me your service to your lotus feet, and that is possible by serving instruction of our spiritual master, and Srila Prabhupada has kindly given us. So let's be thankful and grateful to Srila Prabhupada, because of which this most kept secret, this is like we are discussing, we are seeing somebody's honeymoon pictures. Radha Krishna pastimes are like that. So that is available because of Srila Prabhupada's mercy. So let's be thankful to him and let's follow his instructions. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srimati Radharani ki jai.
Hare Krishna. Just a couple announcements and we'll continue with our program.